Yeah, one of those. Just waiting for somebody to join in here. Just looking up stuff and um, Forrest Fenn's story has it ties to there, Hooli. How you doing? Well, I guess nobody else is streaming if you're here. um, I was the story of Pinocchio and all that. The story of Pinocchio ties to the Brown Fairy, the book about the Brown Fairy. It's supposed to be a children's book, but uh, I was listening to an audio version of it, and it doesn't sound like a children's book to me. Maybe it was a children's book 100 years ago, but it's not now. I think it'd be censored or thrown out of the school library nowadays. But the question, what did the rose in the Brown Fairy? What did the rose do to the cypress? And it's like, oh, that's like the blue fairy in the movie AI. You know, and he had so many questions he had enough money to ask so many questions, and he was trying to find the blue fairy. I gotta watch the movie again and see what the question was he had for the blue fairy. But one of the stories in the Brown Fairy was the kid was trying one of the chat. There's different stories in the Brown Fairy, and it's different stories about boys and to get the treasure from the bad one. The bad one was this guy who had a golden ball. He had a golden ball. Remember the ball? And there's several other stories with the ball. His ball of string. And there's a story with a witch who had a ball that she would roll it, toward the children or whatever, and then she would draw the ball back toward her so the kids would follow the ball back to her place. That's his ball of string. He's stringing you along. Yeah, but the thing was he had to go get the his grandmother told him to get the ball from the bad one. He was the guy to get the bad one's gold and his ball, and to get that you had to kill the guy. So in the Brown Fairy, you had to kill the guy with the gold to get the gold from him, and that's where he's talking about two can keep a secret if one of them's dead. Well, I think you can get the treasure without killing him. You can just let him go naturally. You know what I mean? There's no need to kill him for it. But it's really interesting parallels and stuff. And I'm on the third section of the Brown Fairy, listening to it. Really interesting. And copies of the original book are 250 to $300 on eBay. And the other thing about the Brown Fairy, Forrest says he wrote his autobiography really tiny and put it in the olive jar, right? An olive jar is what, an inch around? That olive jar is maybe an inch around, you know? Well, you can get copies of the Brown Fairy that are 30 seconds of an inch tall and 25 30 seconds of an inch wide and a 16th of an inch thick. The whole book, a little miniature book. Oh yeah, I gotta get one of those. Pass it to Forrest Fenbury. Look at this. Does it look familiar? Yeah, this is his autobiography. He's written really small, and you can buy miniature little tiny versions of books, I guess. And that was, one of them. I was looking I just get a paperback copy, or I'll just listen to it online. No need to buy it, I don't think. But there were it seemed like lots of uh, similarities in the Brown fairy stories. Hey, Captain Marvel, Huli, Luke, and Holly. And now my tea's starting to get going, so I have to go fill that up in a minute. But yeah, there's just so many similarities there. And one of my places is known for brown fairy. And when I learned about Forrest Fenn's treasure, I had a dream, and I swear it was the brown fairies, probably. They were like leprechauns or something, They were little people. Hey, Bobbart, treasures galore. So and I'm gonna have to watch AI again, because the whole Pinocchio and all that wishing and your beliefs and your dreams and your wishes and all, and you had to believe in yourself, for Pinocchio to become a real boy, he had to believe in that stuff. To get the treasure, you got to believe in it. There's so many parallels. Great. Yes, Mike. Which one's Mike? I don't know what you're talking to. Happy birthday to Man in Black, Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison. Johnny Cash is dead. It's his birthday today. But one of the things I found was that I call it a leprechaun, right? And it was in this waterfall. I got it on the computer. So, there's this water up here. It's trickling, and it's the same one that's Forrest Fenn Falls. And well, right there under that rock, when I looked at the picture, there was this. That's the leprechaun. You see, these are like strawberry leaves or something, and so that's how big that, it's just a little leprechaun up there. It looked like somebody laying. See, here's the elbow and the arm right here. And here's the face. Here's the other hand with the thumb and everything, So I was like, there's a leprechaun in the waterfall. Yeah, so this is just a blow up of the same thing. That's why some people, oh, your picture is blurry. Well, it was actually just this little piece of the picture. And to make it easier to see, I cropped it and I blew it up bigger. So yeah, it's a little blurry. That's how that works when you make something big that doesn't have a lot of pixels to it. It kind of gets blurry. But this is the same waterfall that was Forrest Fenn Falls. And I had made, most of you probably already seen the video I put up earlier. My one, it shows my photographs before I process them with the AI. I'm dreaming over here, okay? I want one of those. I get the treasure chest. I want one of those green gold flames clear gold metal flake over the whole thing. You know, in convertible. The convertible one. Yeah, my plan with the treasure is to not sell it. It's to make money off it, and should be able to get a contract for maybe a couple $100,000 a month for exhibition of the treasure. It was the 26th. Yeah. 26. What was the 26th? Audio is out of sync. My audio is out of sync? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, YouTube. Screw them. Double Blazes YouTube. Yeah, he was talking about getting the Corvette he has. He was talking, but they don't have a clue. I didn't even notice them talking much about Forrest Fenn, but they had a bunch of Fenn people watching them. That's the mid-engine Corvette, the badass one. All my life, when I worked at General Motors in 1978, and they brought a mid-engine Aerovet prototype in, and I don't want them, and now they got them. Now they got a mid-engine Corvette, and it's basically almost the same as what they had in '78. It was where the engine is and all. The only difference is the shell on the outside and all the electronics and modern technology that's in it. That thing remembers. It have memory, and like you got a curb where you come up to go up a driveway or something, and the car says, "Oh, this is a bad driveway," and it'll lift the front end up so you don't drag the nose on the driveway, really, or speed bump or whatever, you know. No, not you. Don't need Corvette Ronnie. Well, Corvette Ronnie's okay, you know. I learned you don't ever give cops a trouble. Don't ever give cops trouble. Judges, that's a different story. I don't know if Joe's here. I don't think so yet. Luke, Porsche 911. No, Chevy. Chevy. And you get them German cars and then you go in the shop and it's $1 million. And like my Chevy Sonic, what, 7 years old, almost 7 years old, and yeah, it's just oil changes. Oil change. One only thing I had to change was the little intake thing that goes from the filter to the engine intake. And I go on so many dusty roads. I'm always getting I get the engine light because of the air filter, and even if you put a new air filter engine, it's like you stupid car. Probably got to clean the sensor. Yeah, I told them they need to do a show and call it GASS, GASS. Grandpas are so smart. Oh, what has everybody else been talking about? It's like the other who streamed. Oh yeah, Jason and Sasha did a thing yesterday, and I don't know about it until this morning. You know, streamed 10 hours ago. Why can't YouTube tell me when it's coming up? I was searching for Forrest Fenn videos last night. on YouTube. Forrest Fenn, last 24 hours, nothing. You know, just some of the newcomers and stuff. And watching yeah, I noticed Davio come on and that then Toby didn't do his stream because Davio was on it when Toby usually comes on Saturday night. And so it's a little courtesy to you grab my slots Sunday 7 o'clock, Sunday at 7 o'clock, and if I do it at another time of the week, I'll go and if nobody's on 10 o'clock at night or something, I'll come on. Oh, he was having a party. Yeah, well, who knows what kind of party, right? Toby was having a party. Huh. So, yeah, I got a new contraption to hold my phone. and I'm about my computer's been giving my 64-bit computer been giving me all kinds of crap. The Windows 7, but I got an old Windows XP computer. I was thinking, that one I bet will work really good. Cause I was trying to edit video from my Sony camera, from this camera, from this Sony camera. I was trying to do it in my video editor. My video editor won't even play the stupid videos that come out of this. Because something, I don't know if it's a keyboard or I got to open the computer up and take a brush and blow all the dust out of the thing. Yeah, if you know what I did? I am so glad that I played all those drone videos, just about 100%, everything that was good on them. I'm glad I streamed it because I the memory card for the drone, it'll get full. And if you don't take the videos off and put them on the computer, then you go out to fly it and there's a memory card full and you ain't got another memory card with you, and that drone will only take a 32 gigabyte. And so I had made a folder in my video folder on my computer and 2020 drone and I thought I copied the files from the memory card to my computer, and I guess I didn't paste. I copied them, but I didn't paste them after I created. I don't know what happened, and I know they didn't make it to my computer anyhow. Besides, I thought they were on the computer, and I deleted them off the SD card. I said, "Oh, damn." So I'm so glad that I have that YouTube of that video. And I'm going to go back out there and I got to do some more of that. And there are some other rocks in the area I want to get going. And I've made here's my box for the drone. So I got the controller underneath here. And these are my batteries. And well, they're numbered 1 through 6, so that I know which ones. I'll use them in order. I'll either count down from 6 down to 1, or go from 1 up to 6 when I fly it. But I need to know which ones I've spent and which ones are charged. And I only got one charger for all 6, and it takes like 2 hours to charge each one. So it takes 12 hours to charge all the batteries. So I ordered another charger, like $8, and this charger only has one port on it, but the other one that I ordered has 2, and it uses a USB. I couldn't tell, TG. Maybe we should do updates. Ooh, Halo isn't it? Like your drone footage. Yeah. um, well, I got a complete refund on this one. You notice that the camera's gone? You can see, I can see right through there. The can like that, like this. Where is it? There. See, there's no, there's the video card on this one went out, and they gave me my money back. And so for half of what I got back, because this I bought with the controller and stuff, and so since it's a video card in the drone, it went bad. The controller is still good. I didn't need a controller, so I just got the drone, the white one. But when I ordered this one, I had ordered the white one because I go flying it up against canyon walls and down in you know, I'll fly out and I want to fly down into the canyon to get some waterfall shot or something. And the black drone against the trees, you can't see it, but the white drone against the trees, you can see it because it's white. And I thought, well, why don't they should have a chrome one, you know, so that it keeps reflecting, bouncing sunlight on you and giving you a little glints of glare so you can get some sun glare off it. So this one still flies. It just doesn't have a camera. I tried flying it. I had this camera taped on underneath and flew it. And it flew. It took it for a ride. The camera's big as the body of the drone, you know. So the thing was I had the props and I had ordered extra batteries and stuff. So when this one went bad, it's like I might as well give them another shot. I mean, I can probably fix a video card on this one for $30, and then I got $200 worth of stuff for $30. Yeah. This one, the camera's bad. It's yeah, that's the that's the camera for that one. This is a video card. So this card went back. I can get another one of these for $30, and then I have to take that one apart again to put the new one in. And I'm going to put a mount on the a quarter 20 screw threads on the bottom so that I can attach my 360 camera underneath. But I got to get a nylon screw with quarter 20 thread. I think that might be the only way to do that is to buy a quarter-inch nylon rod and a quarter 20 thread tap and just cut my own threads in it. So I'm going to need to do that, and then a quarter 20. I got it all rigged up because you want to have plastic, nylon, and less metal on the drone, because metal will mess with the GPS. But I think I was getting about 18 minutes of flight, and I got 3 bladed props I'm waiting for. They're sitting in customs in Los Angeles. They're probably going to sit on that Chinese shipment or some came from China, right? But not Wuhan. I made a somebody shared a post. I've searched psilocybin's reflective tape. Yeah, put some. I should wrap one around a little reflector tape around each arm of the drone. I just want it to flicker back at me. You know, at night you got the lights, but you don't have your, unless it's a full moon, you're probably not going to see anything. Even in a full moon, it might be difficult. But yeah, Forrest Fenn, he has that chapter about Quanah Parker, and Quanah Parker went to the peyote church, the Indian peyote church, the peyote church, you know, and so some of these channels say, "Hey, he said marijuana." Forrest Fenn talks about peyote. He talks, you know. I think he's mentioned peace pipes. He ain't mentioned smoking any peace pipes. But like my dad all my life, from when I was 18 till he was, till he passed away, acted as if, marijuana was bad and blah, blah, blah. And after he died, I said, oh, yeah, him and Uncle Ron smoked it all the time. And my dad's Forrest Fenn's age, or would have been, he's 19th. My dad's a year and a half younger than Forrest. Oh, racer too. I just put I'll put Jack's glow in the dark collar on, hang it on it. No, the lights at night are very bright. I can see it quite a ways off. But I got to go. I want to go up. I want to go up to my main area and fly the drone up there some. Lord, because in the canyon, the drone doesn't get such very good GPS signals and stuff, and like it'll come. You tell it to return to home, and like when I flew it at the one place where I had all the pictures that were in the video today, when I flew it there, and there's little hills, but I wasn't even close to the hills, and the thing was thinking it was in a different place. It thought it took off from somewhere else. Either that or it just ran out of gas. And it's like, well, you don't want that thing running out of gas. You don't want to be over water when it's low battery. If you're out over water and it's low battery, get as soon as get the hell off of over the water. I want to go fly it over the Rio Grande and a couple places. So I got 6 batteries. I actually have 7 batteries, but one of them didn't work, and I was taking it apart to see if I could fix it. It's 7.4 volts. It's 2 3.7 volt batteries, and I got to find my meter and test all the stuff and test the wires. See, I'm sure it's a bad wire. Bad wire connector isn't touching the wire, something like that. But I can pin it out with my multimeter. Not man-made. For $1, Star Globe bracelet. Night vision. Yeah, the low thing that's probably a pretty good idea when fly it at night. That is somewhat, because if the thing hits the ground, it turns off all the lights on it. You can't see it, and if you got some glow thing on there, it'll still be lit up. And did I? Yeah. No, I didn't. Had to do medicine my sinus doctor gave me. 6 the first day, 5 the second day. I'm on 4 the third day and 3 the fourth day. It's tomorrow. Oh, done super cheap. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta rig up something for my 360 camera. If I could find a way to flip the videos on my, I could just screw the 360 camera right to the bottom of the drone, and that would be slick. But it's best with a little extension so it hangs. Because the further it hangs from the drone, the smaller the drone is in that top of the 360 picture. And I've got some 360 videos up when I flew with my 3DR Solo. I got to either try and use that or sell it. Old one. It's too scary to fly it, because it killed 2 GoPros. And I got a good GoPro, and I don't want to kill my last GoPro. Like flying, yeah, I was had to go into town and get some propane and a can of gas for my generator to last me till payday Tuesday. It'll last me further than that. And I was heading out on the road that goes out to the highway, and all of a sudden, about 5 or 6 great big birds took off. There's a couple of big ravens and 3 eagles. That's better than double eagles. 3 eagles. One had a couple of white feathers in his tail. They were like young eagles that hadn't gotten their tails hadn't turned white. Pigeons as well, certain birds. Yeah, when I bought this land, that my storage trailer had pigeons in it. Pigeons were using it, so I had to clean that out, and that's why it's just storage. It was a pigeon coop. I got an idea for some for making a yurt like thing, except I was going to use straw and burlap. You kind of they have where you put the stucco on the straw on the hay. You can make the walls with hay, and you put stucco on it. Well, why not have the hay and burlap wrapped in burlap, and then you put the stucco on? Why put I don't know, maybe that's how they do it, but it seems you'd want some type of skin on it for the stucco to stick to, without it's grass sticking out and all that. Oh, Robert Larry Harvard's take the notice. Crows in a barrel. I'll find it. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them. We used to have a crow that always came by when I was in Gardner, Oregon, and there were some crows that came by a certain time of day to get some bread scraps and stuff. I haven't had, they know what's going on. They know who the good guy is and who the bad guy is. Birds are smart. Togo was smart. He knew everything. He knew whenever anything was going to happen. He knew what sound was going to happen. If you're going for the door, he'd make the squeak of the screen door, before you touched the door. chicken wire. Old stuck on. Yeah. Oh, burlap might not be bad to contain the straw inside. Chicken wire, you're gonna have straw sticking out of it. So maybe some burlap and then chicken wire. I think that'd be a good combination. And then I was thinking, you don't want you want to seal the bottom too of the hay. Otherwise, you'll get rodents that'll dig underground and come up inside the hay and nest inside your walls. And so you want that all airtight. No holes for mice to get in there. and it might not be a bad idea to have the hay with spray foam. Spray foam and infused hay. There's a little more insulation. My tea is going. Oh, what else? Yeah, when I saw the story, I was looking up the blue fairy or the brown fairy, and that there's another something else with the AI, the movie AI, and the blue fairy, and I think is it Pinocchio in the blue fairy or Pinocchio in a brown fairy? You know what I mean? It all ties in. And smoke cigarettes. Yeah, the mice will get in there and smoke cigarettes and light your hair on fire, and then you're up a creek, Where'd you go? Oh, I'm back. Yeah, I didn't know you were the Terminator. Yeah, I didn't even watch Davio's thing. I'm not. Yeah, Sassy's on there. I'm not watching it. No interest in her. They gave me all kinds of shit. Blocked me from Cal's show. Probably on Capro's order too, and whatever. Protecting the treasure princess. You never seen AI? It's a good movie. There's a lot of those type of movies. There's other deep meanings in it, But the thing in the brown fairy, there's the ball of string, the ball, chasing the ball, and it was the thing the witch would lure kids to her place by rolling the ball down the street to them and then rolling it back to herself, and then the guy that had the golden ball that turned into a bridge, their balls, magic balls. You got to have magic balls. Shout out to the Scots. The Scots or Scouts? Oh, long live Keith. I haven't even looked in the bottom of my grinder. Yeah, and then I think I got some better plans for my flying saucer. You ain't got enough in there to not enough in there. I have a design for a flying saucer, and I've developed. I have prototype the new designs come up in my head that I gotta work on that because it'd be pretty neat. I know how to keep it level and everything. I was going to build a 100-foot in diameter flying saucer. Keith. Kiefer Sutherland or it's usually short-lived. There usually isn't much of it. But yeah, these stones in my place, and this seems like pottery, and this is like a handle or something that broke off. This is like curve. It's got like a curve. I don't know. It's like something that broke something because there's a lot of this stuff around, and it's all thin, and it's got broken. Looks like broken pottery, and it could be very really ancient broken pottery. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's a claw, and see, it's got some. It's got that face on it too. You know. Who's she? Natural stuff like like magic. I mean, it's like, was the stuff there before I looked? You know, like the cat in the box, the what do they call it? Quantum physics and stuff, and you got a box and you don't know if there's a dead cat in there, or a live cat, or no cat, or what. You only know if you open it and look. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. You know, and so the stuff is right there in plain sight, but you don't see it unless you look, and you have to look at it the right way to see it. You should see my collection of alien rocks. Yeah, alien rocks, huh? I've yeah, nice stories. Nice stones someone threw. What are you barking at, you nut bark? Stop it. What? Oh, let's. Hey, I think he heard coyotes outside, so we're gonna let him drive your dogs nuts. They know what he's up to. He's crying now. Oh, you're crazy, Jack. Schrodinger's cat, yeah. The treasure, is it there? Got a button there. Come on, Jack. Got him out. Now he'll be scratching at the door in 2 minutes to come back in. Such a... that's why I posted a picture of him, and I called him Master Jack. It's because he's my master. I'm his slave. He's like there. He's opened the door for me now, or I'm gonna raise hell. I'm getting my cup of tea prepared. Woo-hoo. I just watched one of my old videos about what was it? I can go look in my thing. Tells me my history of YouTube. Bum, bum. I need 2 hands to pour the tea because I hold the screen over the cup. I pour it through a screen so I don't get a cup full of tea leaves. The tea bags break so often. Yeah, today was my sister's birthday. My sister's 1 year and 30 days older than me. So she's 13 months ahead of me exactly. There are 35 truly hardcore treasure hunters. Oh, according to who? Who's that? That according to Cape Cow Shit and Cape Prophet? Um, them too. I asked to be, and I was in line to be on there, and boom, well, scratch him. I shove Bill aside, and when somebody screws you, you don't have to go to them and go, hey, can I have another shot at it? You fucked me over last time. Can I have another shot? No, they're supposed to come to you and say, oh, we're so sorry that happened to you, that we did that to you. We're so sorry. Would you like to come on? We'll do a, show and just have you on, whatever, talk about what you have to talk about. No, you don't tell somebody that you fucked over that they have to come and ask you for forgiveness. I don't have to ask them. They have to ask me and I don't want nothing to do with them, scoundrels. Sonny Williams. They'll be begging after some surprises this year. Who knows what the surprises are? Hey, Steve. What else? What did I miss here while I was getting bananas? Yeah, I got my banana stickers here too. See my grab every banana. I brought the bananas to Fembury. Peel that off my speaker. Grab every banana. Double Blaze Universe. Where do I got to put it to focus where you can't see it anymore? But yeah, little banana labels I made. So I brought the bananas with my own Double Blazes Hank show. Who's Hank? I got invited some you want to be YouTube buddies, and some channel I think that does a promoting thing, and they steal all your money and all that, and looks like some kind of scam for somebody to get into my account and say, no, I'm not gonna. I don't trust those things. The Hank show. The other thing I saw was the substitute teacher. Look up substitute teacher on YouTube, and there's a Comedy Central with a substitute teacher, and he couldn't pronounce anybody's name correctly, and so he was doing a roll call. Nobody would answer, because he was totally pronouncing the names way off. He was substituting what their name was for some other words that you could make those words look like, So that's subtle. Substitute is SUBT. Subtle is SUBT. See? So it's subtle. Substitute is subtle. It is subtle. It's not your teacher, but it's like your teacher. It's another teacher. No, substitute teacher. Yeah, mine was something about the home of Brown. Where's my video? And Fenny Bones had a new video last night. He told a really long joke. It was funny once he got to the punchline, but really long jokes, they take too long sometimes. I want to keep the jokes a little shorter. And I'm looking for the name of that video of mine that I watched over again. And it's one where I had the GoPro on my hat. And Brown's hideout at the end of Forrest Fenn's Rainbow. That video of mine. And I'm walking and the GoPro, and I'm like coming up, went off over and looked over the edge of this, and you look down, it's like 400 feet down, and I'm looking over the thing, and it looks like but I was staying back. But that GoPro, the wide angle, it makes you look like you're gonna fall off. People don't pay attention. The poem says, okay, you've gotten put in below the home of Brown. From there, it's no place for the meek. It's not below the home of Brown. You still haven't gone up no paddle up your creek. When he told that reporter, if I told you where Brown was, you could go straight to it, he was being facetious. That means the guy was pushing him hard. And okay, you asked me a stupid question, I'm going to give you a stupid answer. And he told him you'd go straight to it if you knew where Brown was. How do you think all these hints in the rocks come together in a workings? The hints in the rocks are his stories that are in his book. The father sitting there, the boy going like this, the Biddy's boy, and the stories about his Thoth. Thoth is flying through the forest. There's a pile of his wrecked airplanes in the rocks. There's the double blazes in the fire hearth with the red ochre around it to make it look like it's glowing red on fire. Red ochre was a spiritual thing. And where there's red ochre, there's supposed to be arrowhead stash around there. It's supposed to be a stash where they stash the arrowheads and stuff. And these were the Clovis people. What we call Clovis people were Atlanteans. Calling them Clovis people doesn't mean they're not Atlanteans anymore. It means some dumb fucking college professor. Atlantis is somewhere in the Mediterranean. And then there's other dumb fuck college professors that say there's no ancient Indian stuff in the United States. None at all. They've had the border wall up there for 12,000 years. For 15,000 years, there's been a border wall, and those people didn't come up here. They made it to Alaska and Mexico, but that's as close as they ever got. Yeah, it's pre-Clovis. It's Arcadian. It's pre-Paleo. Acadian. Okay, all of the native tribes that you know of, the Cherokee, the Apache, the Navajo, the Crow, the Cheyenne, none of them were those tribes 12,000 years ago. Those tribes, when they say the Cheyenne, the Hopi, it might go back 3,000-4,000 years. Before that, I mean, when that comet came, it killed off all the mammoths and all the horses, all the all the rhinoceroses and the camels that were here. Camels originated here. It killed most all the people. It wiped out North America pretty damn good, and So the indigenous tribes you know of now are people that came after that destruction. This stuff is from the people that were here before the destruction, before the Great Flood. And what the fuck do you mean? Before your daddy was his grandpa's little squirt. Washa, the smallest tribe. Yeah. That's people try and tell me about. Look for Spanish symbols. Spanish symbols. Spanish symbols. There are no. There were no Spanish in 11,000, 12,000 BC. The North Pole was in a different place when these people were here. Yeah, the Watcha, the Wasatch, all that. None of that. They were all wiped out. Everything that was here was wiped after these things I found were made. All of those people, all the people that were here were wiped out. And all these tribes you know of today are other people that came in after that. How you doing, Maria? People are stuck on what they've been taught in school and what they've been taught to ignore too. They because and if someone I found it, oh yeah, sure, no, but eventually somebody, it will be, and I've got some very, very good evidence. I got very good evidence on it. Oh my God. No, sorry. Not these people. These people were mammoth lovers. If you want to call them mammoth hunters, yeah, they rode on mammoths and they hunt buffalo. They hunt the buffalo from the mammoth. Occasionally, a buffalo would kill the mammoth that they're riding. The buffalo back then were they were 2-3 times the size of the buffalo we have now. These buffalo we have now are HO scale compared to what buffalo were back then. They had rhinoceros here then. The mammoth rhino. And then I've been watching these Time Team guys, a British archaeology thing. I've been watching show after show of them, and they dig trench, and I'm getting I got to dig, I got to find some of these artifacts and try and figure out where they might have had a shelter that's now covered with soil, because a lot of it's concrete floors they had in what I've found so far. But I found on my drone videos, I found some spots that I got to check that there could be something 2 inches under the dirt there, and I found a real cool place to go and have a little campfire, and it's like the rim of the bluff or butte, and then there's a shelf just below the top of that with like it's like a balcony up there, a little area where you could put up a tent and stuff, and you're below the rim where people on top won't see you, but the people at the bottom are going, how the hell did you get there? But it'd be a cool place to have and I found some alignments on the peaks where I'm at, and because one drone shot I had when the drone was coming back and it turned and looked, and it was looking right down the line of the hills, and that line of hills that I was flying along, they point straight to Mount Blanca. Pretty neat. No, 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 no. Don't believe that. The Mayans and stuff, Inca, they had stucco and concrete. I've got concrete and stuff in my search area. There are things that it's like a stone igloo, and I think there was a granary or something, but it's all full of dirt. But and the cap is gone. You know, and it's like, where's the cap? There got to be a cap because I climbed up on top, and it's stones going around in an arch, and it's kind of cone shaped, like it kind of comes close at the top, like one of them old vases, you know. Wiped out. I'm wiped out. Shoot. I I'm trying to get on the right sleep schedule because I've been doing a lot of late night up till because I work on this art and I see that stuff and it gets me excited to find more and more and more and more stories that are on the canyon walls and I want to investigate a place that I suspected. I think this place is going to have something, and I go down there and it had some amazing art on it, and it's even less visited than the other places I've been, and so it's better preserved and stuff. But there was a lot of human trash or shotgun shells and beer cans. So you go out in the wild. Well, don't leave your trash out there. How's the weather been? Um, it's it's 40% chance of snow right now, but it's not snowing. It was a chance this afternoon too. When I was going to get my propane and gas, and when I passed the Eagles, I was watching the snowstorm cross the Great Sand Dunes up north of, and it was all blue sky here, but the snowstorm was yeah, it missed me off way off 25 miles to the north. Aquaponics after prehistoric man. Yeah, you got snow too. All right, fisheries. He's in pretty fishies. uh, what is that one? Have you seen the little piggies stirring in the dirt? And my boss is at the door. uh, I turned my heater off. What? You know what? Yes, they have. I gotta turn my heater off. It's getting too hot in here. Da-da. See, I get jerky stick out. He comes right on in. Okay, I'll come in now. Spoiled dog. Oh, there was something else. I gotta take more notes. See, I had some notes. But yeah, that was something when I looked up the Brown Ferry book and they have a 1 inch by 3/4 inch copy, little tiny one, and it's fully back. It's a miniature book. I don't see how it could be a 16th of an inch thick and have all the pages. Text got to be really small. Oh, come on, thing scroll. Oh, turn the heat off. It's like 75 in here. Yeah, sure, marine creatures. Yeah, and yeah, somebody said they had the first 2 cases of coronavirus confirmed in Mexico, and I made a meme with 2 cases of corona. You got the same notes as who? Have hot tamales. Who has hot tamales? Hot tamale cheese? Where? Oh, what else we got here? Was that a Mexican joke? And Sasha was saying she thinks it's over. Somebody's already won it, and that's why Forrest released it all. He's done. You know, his game was played, and he was beat. Somebody beat his hand. But still, it's in his will. The it's not over till the old toad croaks. You know, it's like it's not over till the fat lady sings. That old saying. It's not old. It's not over till the old toad croaks. But no, it ain't funny croaking, but it's just the truth of the, you know, and he might think it's funny, you know. I don't know. Don't know. Where's those? Neck sweaty, hot, sticky. Get a wet towel. Yeah, I need a well and warm hot water running and all that stuff, man. It just sucks trying to live this way. Watching for Corona to come in. So, want to have some fun? Go to the store and cough. Yeah, and you know what? With the coronavirus going around, you don't want to go to you don't want to go to the store and pick up a bunch of different fruit and you know pick up you know, inspect. The more stuff you touch, the more likely you're going to get coronavirus. And stay out of the $3 DVD bin. That thing is just covered with coronavirus. Okay. You know the big bin at Walmart with all the $3 DVDs in it, and people shuffling through them. People are putting their hands all over them things. And so you don't want to go play in the $3 DVD bin. If you do, you want to bring plastic glove. If you got to do something where you got to pick things up, bring yourself some protective gloves. You know, to the store. Another Mexican joke. Another. The coronavirus. I mean, somebody, whoever named it, must have had a bad experience with corona. Yeah, here I show you. You know. Uh, I don't know. I haven't been out. Jack peas on the sagebrush here, so I don't know what scent I'm looking for. See, there's the DVDs with coronavirus all over them. With free coronavirus. You gonna take the ferry to Canada? Handicap parking. Hey, don't bother me about my parking, man. Yeah, Crown, the Corona, the Crown. I got some friends down there in Chihuahua. Other treasure hunters. They call me magical. Looking to your hand, trying to read my hand. I'm taking the ferry. Oh, you're taking the ferry. Okay. Is it the brown ferry or the white ferry? They snuck in. There's a park at the. I don't think I'm allowed in Canada anymore. Well, I don't have, because when I took Togo up there in 2000, 2004 or 2003. I took him up there in 2003, and I was coming back in 2004. It was late 2000. I was up there like 3 months. And when I was coming back, they took Togo and sent him to Guelph University, and he didn't learn anything, and he wouldn't talk to him, nothing. They were trying to get information out of him. They wouldn't tell me where he was, but it turned out he was at Guelph University. They probably doing lab tests on him and stuff. People carry weed across them. Yeah, I'm not getting another bird. Jack, he can't get rid of me. Yeah, owns a ferry. I thought about, you know what, when I got my RV and stuff, I was thinking, it'd be a neat business, or somebody, if you can buy ferry boats are fairly cheap. You can get them for a lot less than what they really cost, but they're expensive to maintain. But if you had a ferry boat that would take RVs to the Caribbean, leave from Miami and stop it and get on down to Brazil or something, take people, you take your RV onto the ferry and go to Brazil on it, because I know you can't drive. You have to at least take a boat from Panama to Colombia or something. You have to go around that Panama jungle in the southern part of Panama. There's no road to get through there. You might get through on a dirt bike. Stop it, Jack. You just came in. Yes. You just came in, Jack. Oh, you gonna play like you gotta see? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. What do I do about that? I need one of them, a dog door, but I have to have one that stays shut when you're driving the RV, Decipher them. Panama red. Panama red and Colombian gold. Yeah, I've seen plenty of Panama red and plenty of Colombian gold. And taking force fins. Force fins, ferry. Force fin, huh? May the force fin be with you. The raven will lead me to the treasure. The raven. I want to see Alan. For last time I've seen Alan Parsons, I was hoping he'd play the Raven, but he didn't. I think I've seen him. I've seen Alan Parsons twice, but it seems I've seen him maybe 3 times. I don't know. I think I've seen him twice in Denver. What is that? Did you hear? Oh! You give me a kiss. You come here and give me a kiss, and I'll let you out. No. Only the Raven knows. And I think that there's some hints in that whole thing about the ball in the Brown Fairy, because each story had a story about a ball, and what did the rose do to the cypress? And so there was a question, in AI, his bear, what did he do or something? I have to watch a movie again. And some people don't realize that Gary, all of those books, the Catcher in the Rye, The Great Gatsby, Farewell to Arms, and For Whom the Bell Tolls, they're all fiction. They're all fiction books. Forrest Fenn, he was hinting that maybe his book is fiction. Maybe, what's he got up his sleeve? Let's see. Whoever is popping some Panama red, really. How you doing, Joe? Mad, huh? Mad dream. Was this? I was. Want some calm, nice chat room to go to. I go watch the Uptown Grow Lab. He does. His live stream is in 35 minutes, and because there's no trolls in there. Force Fenn. Force Fenn. May the forest be with you. All the time. Why does that coronavirus look like pizza? Do you know that? Notice that? It looks like pizza. Low price. Get your DVDs. Get your DVDs at Walmart. You know how many people have touched them DVDs in the bin? Yeah, don't do it. Don't chance it. Bring rubber gloves. Bring rubber gloves. Put them DVDs in a bag, and when you get home, after you cut the cellophane off, then you can take the gloves off, and you're okay then. But leave them in the cell. Yeah, you don't want to go through the DVD bin at Walmart. What's funny is the coronavirus looked just like the Walmart logo. And they say this, the season for this virus is expiring. So just the warmer weather, it's going to go away. And whatever happened to Ebola and SARS and none of them ever got here. None of them ever did it. It was all big hype and just to get you scared so that you'll play along with the game they're playing. I don't pass cash. Well, when I went and got my propane today, I knew I was under 100 on the account. So and I had to get gas too. And if your debit card's below 100, you can't use it at the pump. So when I got the propane, I got the 20 cash with it, and so I filled up my 5-gallon can, and I'm good till payday. No friction. Oh, yes. Jack's being crazy. I don't know. He's outside. What's the game called? What game? What game? oh, the game the government plays. Yeah. The game with your mind. They're programming you. They say there's a virus and they make you scared, and you're programmed just to do exactly what they tell. It's a hypnotism. It got you under their spell. Lou Gehrig, yeah, he was. That's another guy, Gary Cooper. Okay, Gary Cooper played Lou Gehrig in the Lou Gehrig movie. I get was it Lou Gehrig? Well, it was a movie about Lou Gehrig. Gary Cooper played him. Gary Cooper was in For Whom the Bell Tolls. He was in A Farewell to Arms. He was in the Broadway play of J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye. He was in the Broadway play Catcher in the Rye. And he was in Alice in Wonderland. Mr. Soul Queen is a soul. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Soul Queen. Booty Fudge or what? And I used that. Mark Dice had a video, and he mentioned Buttigieg, and I told him it's Booty Fudge. and then I watched a Mark Dice video, and he used that Booty Fudge. You got that? I started that. I was the one that coined that. Booty Fudge. He's a gay politician from, I don't know where he's from, but so when I get my next doctor's from a VA, I tell him heterosexual male next time, because I've been having a lot of bad luck with women doctors, really bad. They don't want to listen to you. Oh, you're too much work. You have too many health issues. I don't want to deal with you. As I do, not Terry. It's time to go. Tari, the Tari Road, the Tari Scant. Oh, and the other thing in the Brown Ferry is something about the right and the left. If you go this way, if you go that way, something else. There was a lot of parallels in the Brown Ferry, and all the Brown Ferry that's part of Pinocchio, right? Was it the Brown Ferry, or was the Blue Ferry in Pinocchio and AI? I'll tell Joe what the Brown Fairy's really about. Gary Cooper was a huge Swans. Gary Cooper is from Helena, Montana. Do you think maybe while the Forrest and his family was up there in Montana, that maybe Gary Cooper might have been hanging out at one of them places they were at? Oh, maybe. That back in the 40s, maybe he didn't die. I think he died in 61 or something. At 61. He was about the same age as Forrest when Forrest got cancer. And Leo Salazar died when he was like 61 in 1991. So just after Forrest, when Forrest had cancer, okay, and Forrest gets cured, and Leo Salazar, the omnipotent religious guru, dies for no apparent reason. They haven't figured out what killed Leo Salazar. There was no cause of death, basically, you know. And did was Leo Salazar like the guy in Green Mile, Coffee who sucked all the poison out of Forrest and gave his life to let Forrest live, and that's why he calls Leo Salazar an omnipotent guru. He went and died for Forrest, and that's pretty powerful. And I don't know if Jason Sasha watched. I was wondering, Jason, if you're watching, when you had your surgery on your septum, did they leave splints in? I'm having surgery. They're doing my septum, and they got to cut through my skull to get to my splenoid sinus. And so I don't know if the splints are for the deviated septum or for the repair, because they got to cut through a bone, and they got to replace that little wall of bone back there and put splints to hold the bone in place while that for 4 days. Now be real careful with blowing my nose after that, man. But it's like this one in this cheek, that one's plugged up. This one up here and up my forehead's plugged up, and all four of them going back are plugged up. Or three of them, three of the four. One of the front ones, but this left one I can't get nothing through the left nose hardly. So I'm not just getting the septum; it's like 5 sinus cavities, and the splenoid is. They say they got to be real careful because there's optic nerves in there. You can go blind if they mess up. They take 2 gummy bears in the morning. 2 gummy bears? Are you talking to Running Bear? What's your Indian name? Big Chief Breaking Wind. I got to, let's see. Oh, where is that? I'm going to show it to you. That's what I wanted. There. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, that's not going to show up. Oh, yeah, it is on here. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I was looking up topo maps for my area, where I went flying the drone, and where I went flying the drone, it's like, oh, now I've got a whole new thing to search for. Because it kind of that can tie that in, and he didn't omega one or two omega, and but I think it's the ancient stuff I found, because when he did the hand of God sign with the doff in the hat and all that, I had shown him ancient ruins. I figured these are some ruins, ancient ruins of Forrest Fenn. I showed him Forrest Fenn's totem, and I had the Buffalo Cowboy card there at Fenbury, and he's, you won. But he won't tell anybody. He won't tell me, especially. But I know by the hands, and nobody else has any pictures like that of him with explanation, perfectly logical explanations for it. Kiwis Road. Yeah, I had trouble watching you with your bird. I miss mine. He was a good bird. I had 20 years. Him waking, he's singing. Sun goes up, sun goes down. He's singing to the sun. Do you think Forrest has documented all the faces and bodies you see? No, but was it I think it was the third time I met him. Was it the second or third time? Oh no, it was the third time I met him. The first time I met him was at the Leon Gaspar signing. Randy Billieu was there. I met Randy Billieu and stuff, just briefly and whatever. And he was there. We all went over to the other room, the bar, the La Fonda, and had some drinks and stuff. Have to go before the crowds get easy. Yeah, I don't know if I've never seen a bunch of people in my area. I've seen people searching up my one campground near the campground and the lakes I go to camp. I've seen people that I suspected of being other treasure hunters. And I gotta go look under my car for GPSs, right? Yeah. Yeah, I got to. I wanted to go fly today, but the wind was 25 miles an hour. Yeah, thanks, Joe. Asses. Is it zoom in. Where'd the river go? There's the river. Yeah. I'm looking for something on the map. Where'd it go? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. Zoom out one less. There. Well, I'm gonna send Joe a pic. Now, what kind of pie was he getting? Was he having banana cream pie with the pie lady? I'm trying to see my mouse. Where's my mouse? Oh, there's the dot. Trying to draw. Oh, Jack. What am I going to do with it? He just in and out, in and out, and in and out. I'm too old for that. You know, I mean, he's demanding. I don't know. But he's spoiled rotten. Yeah, Joe. Hey, check your messenger, Joe. You'll know why I was talking about the Brown Fairy. Yeah, the Brown Fairy, Pinocchio, and AI, the Blue Fairy, and blue is the negative of brown. If you take brown and you turn it negative, it's blue. On negative film. It's the opposite color. It's the mirrors. Oh. I need tranquilizer darts for this dog because he in and out, like 5 minutes out, 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out. You give him smaller treats. What state? Here, come on. Shake. He drops it. It was a lousy shake too, huh, Jack? Give me the treat. Shut up and give me the treat. Does he out? I guess it's 36 degrees outside. It's not freezing. It's warm out there. Oh. I was sitting here. He was sleeping, and I was watching the neighbor take her walk around. She walks around the 2 blocks. One is a half-mile away. I guess she goes for a mile walk. That's about what it is to walk around the 2 blocks. And I seen her walk by, and I seen her come by around this side, and Jack was sleeping. And I guess when she was walking, and she walked up the road, the next road over, and he seen her, and he's, oh, what, I gotta go out, yeah, because she's walking with her 3 dogs, and Jack and her dogs, he goes and visits, and they know Jack pretty good, and so he goes running off after the neighbor and probably followed them home, and 15 minutes later he's back home. He knows where he lives. Kind of joke. I was driving in when I went driving into town today to get propane and gas. Steve Miller, the Joker, was playing. I seen Steve Miller at the. I seen Steve Miller at the. House of Blues in Orlando. Intricacies. Rainy day daffodils. I know what the daffodil thing was all about. Yeah. He wasn't talking about daffodils. Find a substitute. Okay. Look at the daffodil and look at the state flowers of New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana. And tell me which one of those state flowers the daffodil's similar to. Yeah. Tulips are only good if they're on an organ. Last movie was Clark Gable, The Misfits running the Mavericks. Oh, okay. You mentioned Clark Gable, okay? Clark Gable's first movie was Peggy. Yeah. And what's the Columbine represents the yellow sun, the blue sky, the white snow. Are we talking about colors of the rainbow here? Colorful Colorado. and the map that I got from somebody bought me a map from Cal, and the map I got the last map they had of Colorado, and it was Columbine. And that's why Forrest talks about, when the kids they go and they shoot up all the other kids at the school, and they got these mass shooters, and you kind of understand where because they've been harassed by these other kids constantly, and they had all they could take, and he said, I can understand why some people go nuts like that, Well, he was hinting at Columbine. He not necessarily, side anything. He was bringing that up to make you think Columbine. Which state has famous mass shootings? Most famous mass shooting: Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming, or Montana? Which one had the famous mass shooting, right? I can't recall any in New Mexico. I can't recall any in Wyoming or Montana. When I was up in Montana, my nephew's school was evacuated, bombed, or my niece's high school was evacuated. Students would call in a bomb threat to get out of class. And they usually catch them. And you see, I'm brave with dentures and jerky. It'll wipe out the grip. Two big ghosts. Jobs only for some. Only for some will come back and try again. Bob Shattuck. It sounds like you in TV shows or what? Wasn't Robert Shattuck, wasn't that a actor? I just watched a thing on Unsolved Mysteries about some guy who was impersonating some race car driver and getting free loaner cars from car dealers and ripping off women and just using his British accent to pretend he's some race car driver. I got this poster at the Chevy dealer for free when I was getting my oil changed. It was in the Corvette. Where's the new Corvette book? I don't know. Somewhere here. Do I have it here? Nope. And next time I go down to Santa Fe, I need to get a new one. And like that guy was saying, to take the threads out. Take the thread. I mean, you don't have to. They're coming out on their own. You don't have to take them out. Yeah, that's the 2020 Stingray. Stop it, Jack. He was growling at something. I don't know. 360. I don't know. Oh, is there somebody named 360? 360, you got it. Okay. Or is that the engine in it? I don't know. They got a convertible one that the top. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. The Stingray. And of course, Jack, I had it on the car seat, and Jack scratched the shit out of it. Where is it? Right there, the convertible. But I want a green one. It's a hardtop convertible. The thing folds in there and stores right over the top of the engine, and it looks car looks just like the hardtop one. And one of you is a convertible. Where's the other one? This book was all the Jack. Stop growling. See, that's a badass. I'm gonna go to Michigan. I want to get on that test track, GM test track in Pontiac. When I was designing a fiber optic network from Northville to Pontiac, to Flint, and then Saginaw, and to get from Pontiac to Flint, we were going to put a tower on top of a ski area that was west of Pontiac. Stop growling, Jack. Yeah, well, I may be searching in the summer, but next winter I might head for Florida next winter, and then take a trip or do some East Coast stuff. You know, out here metal detecting and stuff. There's so little out here in Colorado. You know, the coin spills out. You probably don't need a metal detector if you were to find the wagon that went off the mountain and spilled the coins all over, or they don't really know what happened. Probably some guys took them and they melted them into something else. But it's not like in the East, around any of these colonial places, you can go find colonial coins, and you're not going to find colonial coins around here unless it's Montezuma's gold, you know. There's another neat one. Yeah, I like the Stingray. That's the Stingray. Well, that'd be great. You don't want to drive it in the winter. And see, the engine's in the back. And it's still got a trunk. It's got a rear trunk and a front trunk. And it's got a badass 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. No, it's not a Fiero. That's a Corvette. That's the new Stingray. I had 4 Fieros. I know. And the Stingray, this new Stingray, for the mid-engine, they got a radiator in the front that has a water reservoir that sends it back, and then the radiator for the engine is immersed in the coolant for the front radiator, and that's the front one's circulating all the time and keeping that engine cool. Yeah, Toyota MR2 was junk. I had 2 Fieros. I went from Ely, Nevada to Delta, Utah in an hour. And I looked at the map. That's 140 miles. They're just cooking. The time I was going across Nevada on Highway 50, I was doing 90. And the sheriff went the other way. He didn't even slow down. I had slowed down from 120 10 or something. Ravensway Red Road. Yeah. These dirt roads here, damn smooth. The one long one, you can go down that 3-mile stretch in 3 minutes. And then there was the Eagles and the Ravens eating a coyote. And when I was come back, because when I seen them, I come up on it, and all these big birds start flying off. You're coming down the road, and they're taking off, leaving the roadkill they got. And by the time you get your camera out, they're gone. So I thought, when I'm coming back, I want to get a picture of those. I'm going to have my video running, hold the camera over the top of the steering wheel, and so when I come by and all the birds take off, I'll get video of the birds taking off, and they weren't there. Where the hell? And the dead coyote was, somebody picked up the coyote for the skin. Something, I don't know. Yeah, Corvette's fiberglass. No, look at that. That's the body, the steel part of the Corvette. That's the steel part. And then they just put the plastic on top of it. But it's like the Fiero is really strong that way too. Skinwalkers. They call this the Valley of Portals. But Plato called it a large rectangular valley surrounded by high mountains covered with crystals. That's what Plato called it. And there were lots of elephants here. Well, I was... I was Willie Mammoth before Forrest Fenn mentioned everybody stomping on the ants while the elephants run by. Yeah, you thought Willie was gone, huh? Oh, put that up like that. There. I think Earth, Wind, and Fire, Water, Spirit, Hello Country. Yeah, this is Atlantean country. I did show, that guy, Chief Thunder or Chief Golden Eagle. That guy, the guy, he has the UFO channel and stuff. The psychic told me that I had many bear names. The meat building. No place for the meek is now. It's too hot in there. Too hot in there. No place for the meek is like in the Brown Ferry. They were talking about the wolves would drag people out of the village, the old stories, the old fairy tales and all. It was always the wolf, the big bad wolf, come into town to kill. No. The other way I could, usually if I'm not streaming, and I have the light on for streaming, but when he acts like that, I turn the light out. I turn the light out like that. And that tells no, we ain't playing games. Time. 2 feet. Turn the light down helps mellow him out and let him know that it's not time to go play. back to the dash. He lives on the dash. That's his bed up there. Mammoth mask. Yeah. Well, it was an elephant, and I had to pin the ears back to make it look like a mammoth. Mandan. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Yeah. Yeah, there was there are so many parallels in the Brown Fairy, but one thing in the Brown Fairy, one of the first stories in the book, it was there was they like to use the word Negro quite a bit in that. Oh boy, the Brown Fairy, you won't find that at your local elementary school. They've Captain Golden Hair hailed. Oh, I was talking about Golden Eagle, Golden Light Eagle. He has a thing. He goes around and does UFO talks and stuff. My throat's scratchy. That's because he got me taking steroids and antibiotics. Reminds me. Oh. You gotta take my antibiotic for today. I've been taking them in the evening about this time. Because a couple hours after dinner, Blair choose to travel and learn everything he could about philosophy. Yeah. But he got some things wrong. And some people misinterpret him. Atlantis was not an island. He says it was a continent, and he says it has a city that was an island. So what you're thinking, what you got to think is a port city, an island port city, just off the continent. That doesn't exclude, and maybe that island, the waters rose up a couple 100 feet and covered the island, but it didn't cover the whole continent. The sodas for swallowing the pills. And he said that Atlantis had planes that were 10,000 stadia across, and one stadia is 600 feet. And you take it as 10,000 times 600, and then you divide it by 5,280, and it'll tell you how many miles, and it comes out about 1,200 miles across were the plains of Atlantis. And our Great Plains, 1,200 miles across. So, and it was 900 miles from Denver to Chicago. So I went there for a CES show one year. And we brought a pickup truck with all ours. I had my CD repair kit business. And we're driving through Chicago with a pickup truck. You can't have a truck you can't drive a pickup truck or your truck with things low. You got to have a special permit to haul stuff, or you got to hire a union contractor to move your stuff. And it's like BS. What a mafia run city that is. Uptown, see you. Oh, yeah, Uptown. Oh, yeah. Is that Running Bear? That's where he got. I was over there in Uptown Grow Labs page, and somebody said, put in below the home of Brown. It's like somebody followed me from the Fenn group. Or maybe Running Bear came over here from there. he probably wanted to see me on there and seeing what videos I put up. All right, Running Bear. Yeah, I got to sign off. That's 2 hours, huh? I rattled off enough. I've got to keep some notes, a notepad, keep my paper plate around. I just had to buy more plates at the dollar store because I ran out of paper plates today. I tried to write on the inside right there, but the ink doesn't like the inside of the plate. So I had to write on the back of the plate. All right. Who's next on this? Oh, well, I'm going to go meet Running Bear over at the Uptown. That's why I used to go to the Uptown Tavern in Manchester. And that's where the guy, comedian guy, Adam Sandler's bar. That's when I lived in Manchester. I was 2 blocks, and that's, you don't want to drink unless you can walk to the bar. You know, one time coming home from the bar, I was taking these big snow chunks and throwing them up in the air and letting them crash and bust in the street. And the cops, hey, you can't do that. What the fuck's it hurt? Yeah, I didn't know there was a law against busting snowballs in the street. I wasn't throwing them at cars. Up to the T. Yep. All right. Yeah, I'm going to sign off. That's 2 hours. That's enough. I promise next time I'll have more notes and more things to talk about. But yeah, I got one picture of some of my rocks and it looks like it says TEA. And I found a JF. And it's a perfect JF with a circle around it. Do not. No, don't go. Don't go. Yeah, because people complain about me doing 1 hour. I know this one guy, he has a show called The Patriot Hour. And people bitched at him to get him to make his videos like 10, 15 minutes at the most. It's called The Patriot Hour. That's an hour, man. And it's like, you run your show the way you want to run your show, right? You don't have somebody telling you how to run your business. You'll miss when I'm gone. Wait. Oh, yeah. I got to go over there to say hi to Ray, too. And get to chat myself instead of just reading them. Here's another piece of worthless string. The ball, magic balls. You got to have magic balls and something up his sleeve. Oregon. I'm a duck. Believe it or not. But they called me Flipper in high school. Because my swimming kick in the middle of the wood. The wood is not, it wasn't the Buffalo Cowboy car was in the D of wood. He prays for D's. I'll show you what I mean by the D and the 9. I can go in here. File, new, red works. Yes. Okay. And put a D. Make it bigger. Yeah, make it bigger so you can see it. Okay. Now, there are 25 D's in the poem, lowercase D's in the poem. But if you turn the D upside down, what happens to it? It's a 9. And it's Q. But that's an upside down D. Okay? There's the upside down D. That's the D. And you mirror it, flip it over, up, mirror it upside down, and it's a 9. How's that for the magic 9? 9 clues. And there was in one of those the Brown Fairy book, one of the first story, he's talking about the it always ended up at 9. There was 9. They were using the number 9 in that, and he had to go up a hill and through, and it's like, my God, there's so many Forrest Fenn parallels in the Brown Fairy. Your own awareness. Yeah. Second into one thing. So, okay, I'm done. I went 6 minutes more than I said it was there. But I left you with that little 9 at the end. And that's the people that watch the first 10 minutes and don't watch they can't, can't wait. But, if you got all the answers, you want to put a lot of, like Forrest puts a lot of mud in it. All right, take it easy, Joe. Thanks for visiting. We'll see you. Yeah, try to cut a pie in 9 pieces. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, there's the button. We'll see you. Thanks for watching.